Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Beacon Pines. The last time we left off, we had a slumber party with Beck, and it was pretty fun, and now...
Friendly Feud. The air was heavy with a hard rain's residue. The smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luka felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone. Not even Rolo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rolo was still his best friend. Adding Beck to the group would help balance things out. Everything's better in threes.
Yup.
This is what Luka told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
There we go. I noticed something about Beck's design. Catch up with Rolo at the treehouse. On like the art for the game and like the start menu, I don't know if like she just hasn't gotten it yet. But in that, Beck is wearing like a beanie. I wonder if that's like they went with a different design at some point, but the art stayed the same there, or if Beck just hasn't gotten the beanie yet. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Dawn. Tracking down a lead? You bet. I heard a juicy new rumor. Turns out when Sharper Valentine died, he left behind a peculiar last will and testament. Peculiar how? He didn't just give his kids an inheritance, there were conditions. Like what? The document stipulated that Eris had to take on a child as her ward. A kid our age, who just showed up to town one night with a lawyer. Solomon? Bingo. So Eris was forced to take care of him? Yup, or she would have lost everything. Why would Sharper care so much about some random kid? Rumor has it old Sharper sowed some wild oats. Ho. That explains the way Eris treats him. Or Solomon. How did you find all this out? A good reporter never reveals her source, Luka. Wow, Dawn, you really dug up some shit. Wow. That is some actual stuff. Wow, jeez. Okay. So I gotta go to the treehouse. Is there any reason to, like, go into the woods? I'd better not dilly-dally. Gotta get to the treehouse. Yeah, that's fair. You know what, Luka? Totally fair. It was just going to do that, you know? Alright. I can't help but feel like I'm gonna get, like, kidnapped on the walk over there or something. I don't know. Wow, you're still out here reading, huh? Hello, anything new to say? He met his old friend's eyes, and was greeted with nothing but ice-cold anger. Heavens! This is no time for fractured friendships. Yeah, I love how what you're reading just happens to coincide with basically everything that's happening in every chapter every single time I talk to you. That's cool, because this one's about, what was it called? Friendly Feud? As in, like, a feud between friends. Excuse me, but what are you doing? Just locking up for the night, sir? Oh, wonderful. I can only assume this means all festival preparations have been completed ahead of schedule. Not exactly, sir. The storm set us back a bit, and it's getting late, so we all decided to... You all decided? Yes, sir? I was unaware that your job involved deciding things. We are all here at Perennial Harvest because we believe in creating a better future, yes? Yes, sir. Very much, sir. Do you want to be the one to tell this town that we failed them? No. That we gave up because there was a little rainstorm and we all got sleepy? Of course not, sir. Good, then it's decided. Yes, sir, we'll work till the task is done. Yay for forced unpaid overtime. See that you do. Our harvest awaits. Well, it might be paid, but it depends on if you all are salary or non-salary. Because if you're on salary, then this sucks because you're working the entire night through and not getting anything for it. But if you're hourly, you might get a nice bonus, but that still doesn't make up for the fact that your entire day just went to work. Alright, you creeps. What are you planning for the festival, huh? Alright, well, to the treehouse we go. How late is it exactly? That reminds me, do I have a new thingy? We have a lot of the stuff from fishing. I do pungent.
Luka wrapped a twig of thyme around the hook.
Oh, timed.
Some fish have refined taste.
Thyme is very pungent. I like thyme. Unfortunately, when I checked the kitchen yesterday, I was all out of thyme. I'm just gonna let that sit. As I catch this fish, awkwardly. It's not a fish, it's never a fish. A pocket watch, there we go. Property of Sharper Valentine. Figures. If he had his way, property of Sharper Valentine would be written on everything in this town. Should we give it back to him? He may not even want it back. Man's got a conscientious relationship with time. We'll keep it here in case he ever wants to pick it up. Well, that's a lot of the things I feel. Cool. Rolo, are you still up there? I'm sorry, Rolo isn't accepting visitors at the moment. Come back never.
Luka had only ever heard him speak in this stiff yet gentle tone a few times.
Oh. Are you mad because we were late, or are you mad because you found out I was hanging out with Beck?
And it always meant one thing.
You're upset. Oh, what makes you say that? Maybe because my best friend abandoned me for no reason? I didn't abandon you. I'm just a little late.
Rolo scoffed.
The rain held me up. Liar. You weren't even home. What? The storm got bad, and I got worried, so I went looking for you. Imagine my surprise when I made it to your house and you weren't there. I hadn't made it back yet. Not a fool, Luka. It doesn't take all day to deliver some jam. No, that storm rolled in out of nowhere, and I got stuck after dinner at Beck's house.
Luka stumbled on his words, knowing he'd said too much.
Beck? Dinner? What the heck is a Beck? She's a new kid in town. She's actually kind of cool. You'd like her. She needed help convincing her parents that she'd made new friends. New friends? I spent all day waiting for you, and you were off making new friends. It's not like that, Rolo. You know, while I was waiting, I made some upgrades to mission control. It was going to be a surprise, but you took so long, the storm knocked it all down. Just like you knocked down our friendship. What does that even mean?
Luka became instinctively angry in response.
Yeah, I didn't expect things to go quite this bad.
Both boys were now shouting across the distance.
It means you're a bad friend. You don't care about me. Of course I care, you ass. I knew I'd get in trouble waiting so late for you, but I kept my word, because that's what friends do. Oh wow, what a noble sacrifice you made. Easy for you to say. Your gran doesn't even care. You can stay out as long as you want, and you wouldn't even get in trouble. Seriously? You're acting like I chose this? If that's what you think, then maybe you're the bad friend.
Rolo's tone changed to a calm, yet more intense anger.
Maybe Pa's right. Storms bring more than water. This one brought out the real Luka. Stop quoting your Pa's nonsense like it means anything. Yeah, well, at least my Pa's still around. Oh. Oof. Oof. That's where you always hate to see these arguments go. They're both angry, they're saying things they don't mean, and then someone says something that's just a bit too far. Well, a lot too far.
The words hung in the cold night air. Rolo's stomach dropped, knowing he'd crossed a line. But it was too late.
Luka, Good night, Rolo. Wow, I'm surprised you said good night. I would have said fuck off, Rolo. Like, oh. Yeah, we had some good catching up. It was great. Oh, jeez. Oh, golly. Okay. Well.
Luka dug through his old stuff, not even sure what he was looking for.
Ball. Ball will cheer me up. Oh, you always hate to see friends fight. Rolo. What a jerk. Call me a bad friend? Ooh, I'm Rolo. Look at me and my amazing family. Yeah. Kick the ball all around. I'm kind of surprised at how many places this ball will go. I kind of expected it to just kick against one wall, but we can kind of kick it all over the room. Alrighty. Can I, like, go back down, or... Rolo thinks I'm still going to the festival with him. He can shove it. Alright. Guess I'm just never supposed to make new friends. Oh, damn it. Luka, no. Luka?
Gran cooed gently from the hallway.
You slept straight through breakfast. Luka, are you alright? I'm fine. Just don't feel like getting up yet. Okay, I'll leave this oatmeal by the door. Gotta run out and take care of some things. Okay. Oh my god, this song is amazing. I'll be back later to check in. It's the piano. I'm a sucker for piano. Sure.
Luka just wanted to be alone. He waited to hear the sound of the front door closing.
I bet Rolo's still gonna go to the festival. Huh. He's gonna be miserable. Oh. If Rolo still thinks I'm going to the festival with him, he can shove it. Oh, I'm not leaving the room. Period. Okay. Yeah, Rolo was angry and crossed the line. It was very, very messed up, and that's why it's always a shame when things start to get heated between friends. Because you know more about each other than anyone else, especially when you're best friends, so you definitely, in a spot of anger, know exactly what will push the other person's buttons. And sometimes when you're really angry, you don't think to stop yourself from doing that.
Luka dozed off again.
Luka, I see you didn't eat your oatmeal. Wasn't hungry. Well, just in case you get hungry, I'll leave a sandwich here too. Thanks. Rolo came by. What did he say? He wanted to talk to you. What did you say? I told him you weren't feeling well. Good. So your plan is just is to just sit in your room all day? Pretty much. Well, I need to pop away again for a minute. If you decide to end your pity party and go outside, I think it'd do you some good. Noted.
Luka still couldn't bring himself to go out. Besides, if he ran into Rolo, he'd have to actually confront the situation.
Yep, so instead you just sit inside and kind of wallow in your misery to avoid actually confronting anything. There's never anything interesting at the festival anyway. Oh, I'll knock the book down with the ball. Let's do it. Kick. There we go. That was a neat way to get a book down.
The Adventures of Hank Atomic.
The complete first volume.
Luka carefully opened the cover and began to read. Rolo had received it for his birthday, a special hardcover edition with behind-the-scenes commentary and bonus art. Rolo cherished it, but asked that Luka keep it at his house. Luka wasn't sure if it was because Rolo didn't trust himself with it, didn't trust his sister around it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luka's more often. Whatever the reason, Luka didn't mind. But it had stayed right there where Rolo had stashed it ever since. Now, at the foot of his bed, Luka lost himself in the pages. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental. He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft footsteps from the hallway.
Luka, another little friend came to see you. A girl named Beck Modwell. Jeez. She said you met yesterday. What did she say? Is she here? She was just dropping by. I told her you weren't taking visitors today. Oh. She seems nice. Yeah. You had a fight with Rolo, didn't you? Can I come in? Maybe later. Alright then. I'll leave dinner on the kitchen table. In case you want a bite before bedtime.
Without realizing it, Luka had pouted away the entire afternoon. He once again felt the weight of it all and allowed his weary eyes to close. Luka stood in a vast black expanse.
Man, we missed out on an entire day of stuff where we could have been collecting clues and such. That's probably a big deal as far as the Chronicle goes, right?
He looked up at his father standing beside him. Walt was working a straw at the bottom of a fountain glass, trying to collect the last bits of milkshake. Dad, where are we? Taking a final loud gurgling sip, his father peered up from the glass. He jangled the straw playfully with a warm smile, then lifted the empty glass as if to point into the darkness. The source.
Source of what?
Luka's eyes followed his father's gesture. In an instant, he was sitting in front of a blazing campfire. Across from him sat a large figure in a yellow hazmat suit.
These dreams are getting crazy.
The figure's voice was a scratchy echo. Well, if it isn't the man of the hour, make yourself comfortable. Luka held his shivering hands over the flame to warm himself. It doesn't work that way here. Their yellow-gloved hand pointed to the base of the flame. It's a cold flame, see? Luka peered at the base of the fire. It wasn't wood that was burning. It was Beacon Pines itself. Tiny buildings, freezing and crumbling as they were consumed by flame. Luka could see small shadows moving in the burning city. People. Luka leapt to his feet. We've got to help them! The figure gave a dismissive wave of their hand. Why waste energy helping people who can't even help themselves? The figure bent down to examine the panicked crowd as they desperately tried to stop the flames. They only care about what's right in front of them. Not like us. Luka's voice was a trembling whisper. Us? The figure slowly stood up, grabbing its helmet with both hands. With a jolt and a twist, the suit emitted a gasp. A cloud of torpid mist escaped, slowly revealing the face within. Luka's own face looked back at him.
What? Oh god. I mean, we could just chalk this up to Dreamland shenanigans, but what?
Older, worn, distant.
Oh god.
The sensation was oddly familiar, as if he'd caught his own reflection by surprise in the mirror. The doppelganger smiled. I tried to help once. He gestured towards his face. And all it got me was this. Luka staggered back. You aren't me. Luka felt a hand catch his shoulder. His father was there again, beside him. Every choice sets us on a path. This is the end of one of your paths, son. Luka watched his older self shake its head ruefully, its face twisting into a cruel grin. Welp, Dad, if you wanted him to see this, far be it from me to disappoint. Luka watched in shock as the figure took a confident step forward and plunged into the flames. In a flash of cold light, he was gone. What does all of this mean? Luka felt a reassuring squeeze on his shoulder. Just remember, why we choose matters just as much as what we choose. Luka woke up to see a hazy figure at the foot of his bed, silhouetted in the morning sun.
So I'm guessing what that is trying to tell me. I was thought we were getting to the point where it's like, okay, there's clones of everyone. But I think more so what that's saying is there's a potential path I can go down where one, Beacon Pines is basically destroyed by perennial harvest, and two, Luka actually works for them. But probably because Luka knows what's going on and they found out, and they're like, well, the only way we're going to let you live is if you work with us. And Luka ends up working with them, doing whatever shady shit they're doing. Mom? No, dear. It's only Gran.
Luka rubbed his eyes.
Man, Dad always just shows up to drop some truths on me.
The kind, concerned face of his gran came into focus.
How are you feeling? Fine. Anything you want to talk about? I don't feel like talking. That's just as well. How about you sit there and listen a bit? Whatever you and Rolo fought about doesn't matter. But he...
Gran silenced Luka with a gentle pat on the leg.
Fights between friends happen. What was said doesn't matter. The important thing is that it's not the last thing you ever say to each other. But he said stuff about Dad. Well, do you think he meant it? No. He was just mad. Mm-hmm. Did you mean any of the things you said to him? No. Good. One must appreciate friends in their best moments, and accept them in their worst. Oh. Now get your little butt out of bed. The festival's today. You don't want to miss that, do you? I guess not. Seems like a good opportunity to make amends with Rolo, doesn't it?
Luka gave a reluctant nod.
So buy him a corn dog and apologize. But he's the one that... What did I just say? Buy him a corn dog. That's a good boy. Everything's better with corn dogs. I'm not really a big fan of corn dogs, so I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, Gran, but to each their own. I need to get going now. Got some last-minute festival business to take care of. I'll come find you at the fountain a little after lunch. Alright. I love you, Luka. Love you too.
Luka took a deep breath.
Okay.
Chapter 6.
Alright.
Through thick and thin. Despite Luka's bitterness, Gran was right. He needed to hash things out with Rolo. A big fight changes the nature of a friendship. Whether, in the end, it is for the better or for the worse, all comes down to understanding. If one is not careful, the same familiarity that builds the strongest of bonds can become the wrecking ball that shatters them. Luka emerged from seclusion, taking in the crisp festival air.
Oh.
But the events of the day weren't on his mind.
I want to experience some crisp festival air out here in this beautiful location.
He had to find Rolo.
Alright. We gotta find Rolo. And you know what I'm expecting to happen now that we had a big fight with Rolo and Luka wasted an entire day sitting inside, which, not Luka's fault. Luka was dealing with it and everything, but I'm imagining maybe Rolo is now kidnapped or something, and we're not going to be able to apologize because that's how this stuff goes. Yep. That's usually how this stuff goes. As soon as you're ready to apologize, they're gone. Oh, goodness. My cat just gave out a very, very big groan and stretched. Luka, Rolo wanted me to tell you something. What is it?
Roxy rolled her eyes, shaking her head.
A space adventure, though you needn't buy it. If ye be brave, go somewhere quiet. Roxy, I don't... It's a riddle, Luka. My goofy little brother wants you to find
Luka
him.
looked down and kicked at the dirt.
Look, I know you two had a fight. The only thing more annoying than my little brother is my little brother without his best friend. So I'm doing him this one favor. Now I need one favor from you. Whatever it is that went down between you two, squash it. Bye, Roxy, thanks. Space adventure, though you needn't buy it. If ye be brave, go somewhere quiet. Alright, well, I mean, I'm going to explore everywhere anyway, but, sure, we can head on over there, I suppose. Oh, there's so many people to talk to. Oh, goodness gracious. Unique New York, unique New York. Huh? Oh, don't mind me. Just warming up for my big ceremony speech.
Mr. Kip pointed to his grinning mouth.
Gotta limber up the old gab box. You nervous? Oh, heavens no. Well, break a leg. Give me the gift of a grip-top sock. Alrighty. And I can't talk to any of you. Yeah. I thought they were all clones, but I guess they are all just different perennial harvest people that all just so happen to be red pandas. Why red pandas in particular? Maybe they are clones and everyone's just assuming they're all just a giant family of red pandas. You're like Nurse Joy. And Officer Ginny. How goes the beetle hunt? Pretty rotten. I haven't seen so much as an exuvier. And it's not just the beetles. This morning I couldn't find any critters at all. It's like everything that buzzes or skitters just packed up and left. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Maybe all the commotion of the festival just spooked them. Yeah, maybe that's it. Or Perennial Harvest did some shit. Welcome to our festival! Don't forget to come back later for Mr. Kerr's speech and the Perennial Harvest Festival sign reveal. You don't want to miss it. Oh yeah, they screwed with the sign. I forgot about that. That's something that we're going to be finding out about, I'm sure. So what happens if I go... Let's talk to you. Did you hear? After Mr. Kerr gives his big speech, they're going to have the first annual biggest catch competition. As long as the boot qualifies as a catch, I'm a shoo-in. Good luck. No new things, right? Sorry. Gotta go see if my new things... No.
Luka gently first.
Yep. No, we're not skimming the surface. Makes sense. I did get some new charms, but they're not charms that are particularly useful for this. Alrighty. So, anything up here? Let's just go. Can we go up here? Is there anything different hanging out in here? No? Okay. I just wanted to check. Well, there's the rocket, space adventure, but it said go somewhere quiet. I mean, I guess the treehouse is quiet, but not where you want me to go. I don't want to actually walk towards the objective anyway. I don't know who Perennial Harvest thinks they're impressing with this ridiculous festival. Totally. Town's falling apart. The weather's still cruddy, and this season's harvest looks like it's going to be worse than last year's. You said it. No amount of corporate pandering is going to change any of that. Exactly. But... lemonade at the drink stand over there does look pretty tasty. Fits. I'm still gonna be mad at them. I'd just rather be mad while sipping some delicious lemonade is all. Okay. Fair. Ain't moving. They're just stacking more stuff around you. Every single time. Yup. Wait for it. Unexplained sound once again noted. Like clockwork. What a bunch of drones. Okay, that's interesting information.
Jeff was staring into the distance with a wistful look.
Hey Jeff, everything alright? Yeah, everything's fine. I mean, used to be fine. Just ain't right these days, you know? Really do, actually.
Jeff turned to Luka with a furrowed brow, then gave an understanding nod.
You do, don't you?
For a moment, the two now shared that same wistful gaze.
No. Alright, well I got places to be, Jeff. Goodbye. Nothing to do with Perennial Harvest? Okay. Bunch of stuff going on over here. Hello. Most welcoming of welcomes. Would you like to share your thoughts? We always strive to improve. Nope. I'm not answering your stupid survey. Stop sending it to me. This is the first time I've seen this many smiling faces since the foul harvest. Had my doubts about Perennial Harvest, but I must admit they do put on a nice party. Uh-huh. So what happens if we go over here? What horrible book are you going to be reading this time? Hiya, Luka. How's Griffin doing? What? Oh, nothing.
Zariel became flesh.
Just pretend I didn't say anything. How's Griffin doing? Zariel became flesh. What? Am I missing something here? You asked me how Griffin is doing. I'm like, wait, who's Griffin? I think I've heard Griffin referred to before, but I don't think Griffin has anything to do with me. Are you into someone named Griffin? I might just be doing a dumb and missing something. Oh, you're not going to tell me the book? That would spoil the surprise, huh? Alrighty. Luka, did you know that Beacon Pines is actually unincorporated? A lot of people don't know that. Well, yeah, I didn't know. What's that mean? It means most public works are handled internally. We do all the pipelines, the water treatment, building regulations. Mm-hmm. That's great. Census taking. Emergency services. Luka just runs. Hey, Luka. So you're done at the library? Huh? Oh, nothing.
Griffin looked away suspiciously.
You're Griffin. I knew I had recognized it. Nothing at all. What? Oh. Oh, that's what's happening. Did Rolo leave me clues to help me get to the library? And so the other character was saying like, oh, how's Griffin? so that Luka would think to go talk to Griffin, and then I get here to Griffin, and you're like, oh, how was the library, Luka? And Luka's like, what? And he's like, oh, nothing. So, okay. Interesting. So yeah, you all left tips for me. Thank you. I appreciate it, Griffin. They were very useful. Signposting me to the library. So the library is where I do not want to walk into. Well, I gotta go check up on my favorite character, because of course I do. I would get a Dawn plushie. I hope they sell Dawn plushies at some point. I've got a question for you. What do you think this whole festival is for? The way I figure it, Perennial Harvest is trying to win over the town. Like a bribe, but with balloons. Cynical. I like where your head's at. That's what I assumed at first too, until I eavesdropped on a couple of gossipy clipboards. What if I told you that this whole thing is really a special shindig for a super secret guest of honor? A special guest? Who? I haven't dug that deep yet, but whoever it is, PH thinks they're a big deal. Interesting. Alrighty then. Piper, you're actually taking a break from studying. God, all these voices. Taking me out, and it's early. Wanted to see what all the festival fuss is about. And I can't help but notice, you still brought your backpack full of books. Look, backpacks you carry a lot more than just books. True. So what you got in there? Books. Still just books. I was able to return the Perennial Harvest safety suit you borrowed. I don't think anyone noticed. Good. Now will you tell me what you needed it for? It was a favor for an enemy of my enemy. This isn't going to harm Mr. Kerr, is it? All you need to know is that it's for the good of the family. Interesting. You borrowed one of the safety suits and did something with it. I mean, you probably don't like PH, so I'm guessing you sabotaged something. I'm guessing this is going to make Mr. Kerr very not happy. Very not happy. Alright, we should probably look into ending the episode off soon, but I kind of just want to explore a bunch of other places. What if there's something secret and hidden down one of these paths? Yeah, like can I go in their house? Nope. Alright, I guess we're just good to go to the library then, as expected. You probably won't let me go into the forest, right? No, you will let me go into the forest. Interesting. Huh. Okay, well they cleaned up the ooze. That's interesting. Okay. So, yeah, let's just go over here. By the way, if I look at the Chronicle, how many paths are still branching here? Weather. Okay, so we did Rumble, but we haven't seen everything down the Rumble path because they're still working on that. Break. We've seen everything in these two. Okay, but there's still something with Tickle. Yeah, okay, there's still some stuff over there. Yeah, just reminding myself of what paths we've still yet to fully go down. Oh wait, I want to look at this. Library, somewhere quiet. Hello. Hey, Luka.
Potter's eyes lit with excitement.
I've been expecting you. Bravo on deciphering the first riddle. Oh, cool. The first... Hey! Xbox notifications, I turned you off. How dare you? It didn't even pop up, it just made the noise. Weird. Oh, you didn't think that was all, did you? Rolo does go all out, doesn't he?
Alex straightened up and cleared his throat as if preparing to sing.
Ahem. On planet Farpole, you may take issue. When the 5th king dies, you'll need a tissue.
Alex stared at Luka eagerly.
Get it? Want me to tell you? No, it's okay. Let me figure it out. Alright, when you find it, bring it here to be verified. If you decide you want a hint, the offer still stands. Planet Farpole, you may take issue. When the 5th king dies, you'll need a tissue. Alright, well, we're probably going to go ahead and end the episode off there, since I'm pretty sure the game just saved because we got a new objective. And we're at about 35 minutes here, so... Alrighty, hope you've enjoyed this episode of Beacon Pines, and I'll see you next time for some more.